behold, the Qidi, Chuda, however you want to say it, because Jesus Christ, everybody's got a different way. +4, my newest printer, after 8 freaking years of abusing a Robo R1, Robo 3D R1 Plus. I finally decided to get something better. So, +4, what you got? Quick start guide. I'm going to throw that aside because freaking only idiots read directions. It's for fools. Okay, I've been down this path on a lot of videos, so I know beforehand kind of what to expect on unpacking. For one, USB flash drive included. By God, it's my first. No, I think I actually had one before somewhere, but whatever. So you don't want to lose that. That is in the packaging. So I'm going to throw it, of course, with the quick start guide, which I'm not going to use anyway. No, I'm kidding. That will become important later, so I stuck it to the guide, because that's what you do. Now, glass. I'm going to have to one-hand all this because phone. This is actual real glass. They didn't use polycarbonate. You can hear it. The actual real glass, and that kind of scares me. And I'm getting my fingers all over it. Oh well. So we're going to put that right there. God, that's a terrifying idea. We're going to put that right here, way away from me, so that as I back up, I can walk right into it. One way or another, I'll break it. Okay, so you got these corner pieces here holding the styrofoam in securely, and they are a little snug, but not bad. Are they printed? No. Injection molded. Bunch of sissies. Okay, anyway, you got... I should probably have turned the microphones off, but that's okay. Anyway, you got these holding down the styrofoam, so you just need to, like, stick your fingers under, pull up, and out they come. They really did pack this sucker tight. And yes, it is heavy. 2 guys brought it out of the truck. I picked it up off of the driveway myself and brought it in the door by myself, because they didn't do that for me. And I didn't ask because of pride. It wasn't that bad. It's not that bad. It's just a really big box. So you gotta like get your arm under one corner and the other arm under the other, and it is awkward, but it's doable. For a big strapping young man like I am not, yeah, it's quite doable. I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, which is good, because putting it where I'm going to put it is a big deal. I got to get over the other side of a bed onto a very heavily built nightstand, and that's going to be a trick to replace the other printer with this gigantic thing. It'll fit, but yeah, it's going to be tough. Alright, so you can see the guts of the printer in here. What's the next thing? Grasp the top of the handle of the machine. What, like this, through the plastic? Okay, I can't do this holding a phone. You're gonna have to experience a time warp. Okay, so what I did to get it out of the box is I grabbed both handles, as they say, and I just kind of leaned backward and pulled the machine towards the imminent pain of a cardiac arrest in my chest. Just pulled it toward that lump of pain and kind of wriggled a bit, and the box fell away on its own. Had to lift up high, but I'm telling you what, this is kind of cool. They put these handles in here, and that makes it so much better, because you got 2 hands on the thing in just the right places. That's what she said. And so, you know, despite the fact that it is a heavy machine, they did it right. And it doesn't feel, at least to me, that heavy. Now, the glass top is off of it, so that should maybe, you know, whoop-de-doo, like 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. But yeah, anyway, that got it done. So, can I just pull this off freehand, one hand? Ow, and my knee. Whew. Now I'm going to have to set you down for a second. I'm going to put you down. So, I've never had a Qidi Tech anything, and I've also never had a hernia. Now I think I have both, which is awesome. It's 2 for 1 special. So what they did is they taped that bag underneath with just lightweight packing tape. So you do have to get underneath the machine to cut that away, and then you lift it up and out, presto. Now, the thing's got plastic wrap around the side because it's trying to lose some weight, and it needs to. And there are several little things in here to keep it restrained during shipping, quite obviously. Now, everything has its little arrows in there. I know you can't really see that very well. No, not bad. There it is. Screws down in there in the bed. This, these zip ties holding stuff down and secure, and that's a good thing. That's what you want. And this glass front, and it is glass, has protective film over it on both sides, and so does the bed. So let me see if I forgot anything. There's tape here. There's also, it looks like, tape right here on the... Oh, that's one of the motors. Okay. Yeah. So there's some things in here I'm going to need light, a flashlight, and 2 hands because the lighting in this room is just abject horrible. Also, cardboard over that. So I'm going to have to time warp ya again because I enjoy that. Also, hey, check it out. USB. Oh, one last thing I kind of missed. Down in the bottom here are 2 boxes with accessories and tools for assembly and care and feeding of your new demon. It's you can see Allen wrenches, little screwdriver, little box wrench, whatever that is, a dildo. Why do you need a dildo when you have this? That's gratification enough. And down in here, power cord, looks like, oh, and the riser for the filament spool holder. Stuff like that. Alright, back in a flush. Okay, so I got the old printer out of its hole. And I really needed to sit down after that because that wasn't fun. And I'm sorry to have to tell you this. I know this is going to be really bad news, but I did what I said I wouldn't do, and I busted out the manual, the quick start menu, because this is what's for dinner, and the quick start guide. And we're going to go through this properly because you know, almost $900. I don't want to F this up, really don't. And so anyway, first thing you see when you open this quick start guide is a list of, you know, warnings and usage guidelines, and the first on the list is do not place the machine in flammable and explosive materials or near high heat sources. It's like, you know, the first thing I usually think of when I drop almost $900 on a piece of tech is, you know, I got some decomposing ammonium nitrate. That would make a perfect bench area for this 3D printer. What could possibly go wrong? And what really kills me is, like, you have to put these things down on paper because somebody's going to try it. You know, somebody's going to be like, I have an idea. And the next thing you know, the whole city's on fire and there are the actual, you know, new fault lines in the area from the explosion. And, you know, they had to save people from themselves. As ridiculous as it may sound, they had to tell people not to do that. Anyway, so moving on, you got a list of things that were packed in there. And what I'm wondering is, I mean, oh, they gave you an Ethernet cable. That is nice. That's nice. I hope it's not, like 4 feet long, because I really do want to Ethernet this into my router. I prefer to do it that way rather than Wi-Fi for some assorted reasons. Anyway, spare parts kit. That's interesting. USB flash drive. Scraper. I'm opposed to scrapers, but I suppose that's nice to have. Not that I don't already. They give you a glue stick, which is pretty cool. And then you've got your instructions. I strongly recommend, though I said that instruction books are for pussies, I strongly recommend you follow these to the letter. One little slip and one zip tie not removed or one screw not removed that restrains that printer, and you're potentially going to do damage. Don't do that to yourself. Be good. Yeah, cable ties, retaining screws, yes. Hopefully you can do that without misaligning anything. It should be all automated. These printers are smart enough to know when they're, to assume that they're out of alignment and thus align themselves. And I've heard that the procedure for this is kind of lengthy before each print. If you want quality prints, then that's just something you're going to have to swallow. These are microscope precision machines. Their results are microscopic precision. The only way you're going to get that is if that machine goes through the motions every time. It's just something you got to suck up. Don't complain. Either that or get a piece of shit without any real true capability. This is not that. Okay, I'm not going to walk you through all the rat killing on restraining the thing and whatnot. I'll just come back and I'll tell you if anything struck me as off or easily missed, that kind of thing. I'll just come back and tell you my basic experience with cleaning off all the restraining junk. I need both hands for that. Also, this is interesting, isn't it? This cable laying here, I just figured out what that's for. That's for the damn display. Maybe I'm not up to this. Maybe I'm too stupid. Nah, we'll get there. I'm a super nerd. This is what I wanted for a long, long time, and I am excited to get into it. Okay, enough babble. We'll be back. Oh, one thing. Since I have the advantage that you do not of having a printer fresh out of the box, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I showed you all sides? Because I wish somebody had done that. There's the power switch and power plug socket, rather. I'm just squirreling with the phone here. I got the freaking USB flash drive stuck to my sock. There's where the display goes, and there's the cord for it that plugs into it. This side, blocking with my hand, this side has nothing except, well, it's got a screw here. I'm not sure what that's all about. And on the back side, you've got literal instructions for feeding filament, I guess. That's cool. And there's 3 QR codes to help you along your way. This here is... I don't know. I guess we'll get there. That's the poop chute. I've heard about this. And I'm going to want a bin for that crap because I don't want it just crapping all over the floor behind the desk. That wouldn't be cool. And there's fan exhausts there. And, oh, there's another hole. These are for the belts. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can see the belts in there. Or belt, anyway. Yeah, so there you go. And there's the USB socket I mentioned previously. I think that's for the flash drive. kind of occurred to me a bit late. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take advantage of the kindness of them providing me all that foam, and I'm going to lean this thing back, and you're going to get to see the underside. And there's the feet. They do exist. So, this is what was really important to me. Do I have my Stanley Power Lock, older than I am? Okay. Yeah, very important to me is the dimensions of these feet, because I need to be sure. They were right. Okay, I couldn't find this information anywhere, so I used Microsoft Copilot to get the damn answer. Whose ass Microsoft Copilot got that information of? I don't know. But it had the answer, and it said it was roughly 16 inches. Oh, glory be, the wheelbase, the foot base is actually 15 and a quarter. It's more narrow than I thought. And that's great, because I'm working in limited space here for support. That's fantastic. That means I'm good to go. It's going to be a little freaky deaky, but as long as it doesn't walk, and it shouldn't while printing, then I'm good. And I'll make sure it's not going to, travel or anything like that. I've got a mountain of ideas. Now, under here, you can see 2 steppers, and of course the power supply, and there's wiring bunched up in there that we don't want to poke at, because that goes to the wall. Nothing else much to speak of in there. Just 4 feet, 2 steppers, some framey sort of space, a little metal shield blocking you from electrocuting yourself and setting off your ammonium nitrate supply. That's good they thought of that, because somebody's going to do it. And the power supply. Okay, we're moving on. I'm going to take all the junk off of this, get it ready, and then move it to where it's got to go. Let's do one of those stupid takes. Okay, just quickly, here's something I don't want to forget to mention. You see these little plastic plugs? Now they tell you to take this handle out of the baggie. Everything's Ziploc bags, that's pretty cool. And put these screws, and you'll notice they got a plastic plug on them, through these holes, and then use the tool, the Allen wrench, to tighten them into the handle. From the outside, they tell you from the outside. Now, number one, there is no way in hell you're doing this without removing the plastic film from the inside and the outside of the glass door. And while you're doing that, mine popped open on me. It's like, open the damn door and put the screws through. But you can't, because these little plugs are already in there. And I'm pretty sure they didn't even mention that, and it's just this bizarre little thing. It's like, I can't fit this screw in because there's already a plug there. And, you're trying to think of everything, so you're a little wound up. It's like, okay, pop the little plugs out, put the screws in, because now you've got extra caps, which I suppose is a feature, not a bug. Just something, it's going to throw you a little bit, or at least if your IQ is as rock bottom as mine, it's going to really mess up your day. Just knock the little caps out, put your screws in, and you're good to go. But make sure there's a cap on that screw, because these are oversized holes. You see, they have to have that cap. They just have to have a screw through the cap, and it needs to be in 1 cap per customer. Well, 2, but 1 cap per hole is what I'm saying. Okay, moving on. Also, quick note. I got my screws started the American way by having a bald eagle sit on my shoulder making hawk noises. Well, starting the screws with my fingers. I just find it much easier to do it that way than playing with a very long, very wobbly Allen wrench. Get them snug, however works best for you, and then finish them off with preferably your own tools. But, the included ones are nice enough. I won't dump on them too hard. Okay, little minor update before we move along. There's the cardboard around the extruder head and also a zip tie holding that secure. Now you see, I've got this whole thing loose. We're printing. This is how you actually print. You just grab it, and move it around where you need it to go. Much finer control over things that way. So one zip tie was off in this back corner where that motor is and where that stepper is, and then one was securing the head. Down in here, this is going to be important, I feel like, to some people because, you might not understand what they were up to in the factory. These, where it says remove screws, you're not just removing the screws, mind you. You're removing this whole entire piece. That sits down in there, and that braces that bed in place during shipping. There's one on this side, one on this side, you see? And so you loosen the screws and you pull that whole thing out so that at the end of the day, you got two for whatever project you want to put them at. Put those aside and save them for later, bro. You're going to need that when you populate the whole world with these things, and you're moving them from city to city in your mad reign of terror. Anyway, the other thing, the charcoal air filter. You see that tape there? That is keeping that held down for shipping. And what you're gonna need to do is pull the tape off, and it's strapping tape. Most of this was super easy to do. There's nothing really stressful about any of this except for that tape. So you've got this little baggie. It's a baggie in a baggie, you see, because redundancy. You got that bag of activated charcoal. You got to take that out of there violently as you can. I mean, don't hold back. Show it who's boss, because later on, your life's going to depend on that thing. You want it to live in fear of you. Is there an easy way to rip this open, or I'm going to use my diagonal snippers, my cutters, to just rip the corner out of that? I know you can't see, but you're just going to have to put yourself in fantasy mode and think, what would he be doing right now? What would it look like? Anyway, so I tucked that down in there, and that's got to go. Oh, see the knurled little tab there. The bevel goes up because artsy craftsy. So you just slip that in there. I had heard somebody say, once it's in there, you're never getting it back out. Was it for this printer? Honestly, I'm a little confused because all you gotta do, it's barely even in there. Gravity's holding it down, not the mechanism. It's just gravity holding it down. You just, see? Dude, you could practically just will it with your mind. Anyway, I took the baggie out of the baggie, put it back in the shell, and drops right in, and presto. I don't think there are any other ties to break free here, or screws to take out. I think I got everything. But one thing I was wrong about, you are meant to power it up to do these steps because it shows you on the screen. Oh, by the way, when you put this screen on, and yeah, people were right, it's it's not tight. But dude, you're sitting on $850, give or take, of 3D printer here. Use your freaking printer. All you gotta do, rather than get excited about it, is print a couple of TPU bumpers and affix them to the plastic back there, and that'll be nice and snug forevermore. Easy enough to do, and give you something to do rather than sit around and complain about spending $850 on a printer just for them to not give a crap if their shit's tight. I see the point. I really do. I understand. But, you know, this is why we do these things, is because we can make them better than what they are right out of the box, which, one thing for sure. So this is the spool holder. That will never do. I'm going to have to do as others have done and print myself a larger diameter accessory for that. I'll design it and everything. That'll give me something to do other than, you know, making this more secure. Anyway, so yeah, you're supposed to follow the steps on the LCD of unbinding your printer from its curses. And then you go from there through calibration and everything. We're not at that point yet. I'm sure as hell not. Oh, I missed something here. Ah, you see that? This is covering up holes. That's not good. It's a dust catcher for shipping. So that's got to come off. Don't miss that. That's important. That's why we do these videos. So that goes in the pile back there. Back to the abyss. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm ready to go ahead and build my area, move the printer where it's going to go and all that. That's going to take me a bit, so I'm going to time warp your ass again. It's going to be fun. Okay, bros and hoes, we've got it actually set up in the spot. You can see what I did here? I had an old desktop from, you know, an IKEA-ish kind of, it wasn't IKEA because this is older than IKEA, I think. You know, that kind of thing, though. Very heavy. It's like America's finest, heaviest particle board ever, with just this classy-ass veneer like you can't believe. But anyway, yeah, that fit the footprint just nice. The foot edge comes right in line with that there. And the reason I pulled it so close is because I wanted airspace back there for the fans. So you see, I've got like a couple inches back there. It should be fine. I'll keep an eye on it. Got everything rolling. I got my stereo next to my Qidi. I got, oh, and I want to mention, look at the lighting in here. This is glorious. My last printer, Robo 3D R1 Plus, I had to use a desk lamp clamped to the side to see what it was printing in there because the existing lighting was so bad. This is beautiful by comparison. It almost feels like you could put a small plant in there and it would be like happy. Anyway, no, not so small because it is a pretty big volume. It's very nice. Oh, that's locked in place now. Whoa, it's going. Yeah, look at that. What did I want to say? There was something I wanted to say about something in the printer, and I can't remember what. One thing, the cord was, of course, woefully short, the power cord, and so is the Ethernet cable. So both of those were a problem for me. I already had like a 15-footer, 10 or 15-foot, I forget which, power cord that I got for my oscilloscope long ago. So I just repurposed it and plugged the 3D printer right into my, who is it, CyberPower or something, I forget which, UPS for my computer. It's one of those heavy-duty monsters, and I've got it powered with power scooter batteries, big power scooter batteries, like 10 amp hour. And that will ride it out. I realize this thing has resume, and I love that. Resume print. But my area gets a lot of brownouts and stuff, and power glitches, and that will ride it through that. That's great. Now, we got it powered up, and it's asking me what language. I really wanted to be, like, Chinglish on there. I'm very disappointed that's not an option. But I'm probably going to get it anyway, so, you know. Yeah, choose carefully. I already removed all the ties. This is a nice little display. It's very clear, very sharp. remove all ties. As far as I know, I've got them all removed. I guess we're going to find out. Remove the 4 screws. Did that. About to moving platform. I did get Chinglish. Yes! Moving. About to moving. I am glad you are about to moving. Happy day. Okay. So it's moving the platform. Obviously, I didn't forget any ties on that part. Thank you. So now it's like scooting up and down. And it's having a fun time at it. And it's back and forth and back and forth. And I heard about this part. It's like, I'm not 100% sure why it needs to go up and down like a ½ inch and then back and then up and then back, but now it's going all the way up. Now it go all the way up, and it's heading towards the print bed. Look out! It's heading right for us. It's heading right for us, and there it go. Oh no! It was so close. Oh, but yeah, okay. Now it's going all the way down. Why it went that far and decided not to touch the print nozzle. It's like, nah, I'm scared. Okay, anyway. Wow. And now back up. Because why not? It is probably micro positioning and clearing any stiff spots, stuff like that, anything overly tight, overly dry of lubricant, that kind of thing. And is it gonna, it's still install the supplies holder. Shit, I forgot to do that. That's for the filament supplies holder. Speaking of supplies, I've got to mention this. I was expecting a roll of filament in this, and what they packed is like about 10 feet. It looks like a sampler of weed eater string. It's hilarious. Like, it's not enough freaking filament to tie your damn shoes. Hyper PLA. It's like, oh, you couldn't afford it, like, to give me, like, at least a ½ kilogram spool or a quarter. Like, it was $850, bro. Why you being cheap, bro? It's already a great value, and I have a ton of filament. I've got PETG, PLA, fancy PLA from FlashForge, burnt titanium, highly recommend. It's beautiful. Nebula purple as well. I've got black, clear, green, blue, and a couple sampler rolls of miscellaneous colors of PETG. I've got a brand new, just in Polymaker ABS Natural that I wanted to try out specifically on this machine to see how my luck has improved with printing in pure ABS. And then I have 2 rolls, one white, one black of eSun ABS Plus, which I really do like. I just want to go to pure ABS if I can, because the specs are going to be even better as far as chemical resistance and heat tolerance and the usual in pure ABS than they are ever going to be in an ABS alloy. I'm not dissing eSun on this. They make really nice ABS Plus. It's a whole lot more noob friendly than pure ABS ever will be. But, I went out of my cage. What can I say? Anyway, I gotta go get the hardware for the spool holder and put that together. Oopsie. Okay, so I got the spool holder installed. I had a really panicky moment. Here's something you all really need to know. I had a really panicky moment where I'm reading the book and it says install the mounting block with the included screws. And I'm like, where are the screws? Where are the screws? Oh my god, I lost the screws. I just got this thing and I already lost the screws. So that was actually, I was like reading this, I think, or the quick start, and I couldn't find them anywhere. So I go to the actual booklet and it says they're attached to the back of the machine. So I'm like, now I'm really upset, right? I look at the back of the machine, I don't see anything. I'm expecting a little baggie of screws taped to the back of the machine. No, they've thought of everything. They're in the freaking holes already. So it's like, oh god. So I've got this big heavy machine where I need it to be. I can't freaking just turn it to the side to get it though, so I had to get the Allen wrench and very carefully take the screws out with like 2 inches of room, right? It's like, oh dear God, please don't let me drop these. I did not drop them, to my credit, but one thing I did do is when I put the mounting, the block, the fixing block they call it, when I installed that, I over-tightened one of the screws and stripped the hole. So whatever plastic or metal or both back there that they go into, it's really thin and it's easily damaged. Feel it out, go slow, and at the first sign of resistance, stop, you're done. And do that for every single one, or you might strip one hole out. It's stable enough, I'm not going to get excited about it. It'd easily hold 1 kilogram of filament, probably 2, which I'll probably never do. But it's firm enough, so we're moving on. We did it. We did the nasty. Oh, you want to see? You want to see the included? Free filament! This, it's like, dude, it's not enough to make it to the house next door. That was rude. Okay, whoa! Did I go too far? Okay, it's telling me to, yeah, okay. I've gotta go back again and get, oh no I don't. I got the piece of PTFE right here. But once again, we're doing a step that I need 2 hands for. Sorry, no tripod. It's just your crappy luck. Okay, I didn't want to use up what tiny amount of hyper PLA they gave me. I'm like that. So instead, we're going all the way, bro. We high rollers are going all the way to heaven with the remainder of my spool of Nebula Purple from FlashForge. This stuff is freaking beautiful. Not as beautiful as the burnt titanium, which is by far and away my favorite, but it's super pretty, especially in good light. So what you gotta do, you gotta, one note, this little tiny piece of PTFE tubing that they gave to put in that hole right there, it didn't want to go in. It only went in like 1/4 of an inch, and I'm like, this can't be right. It's really loose. So I flipped it around and tried again and kind of fiddled it, and it went in, how deep here? Oh, it went in deep enough to lock. That's not coming back out. Okay, well, it went in probably not quite halfway and felt very snug going in. So, yeah. So make sure to do that. Don't trust it to, be easy on the first go, I guess I'm saying. Okay, now you can see the filament, this glorious Nebula Purple. I am not affiliated with FlashForge. Why in the hell would I be? They're overpriced for their ego. I'll tell you what, this is pretty filament though, and it behaves very well too. Yeah, they have my endorsement. I'm just, I want my right to backstab them at any given time without notice. Okay, so I've got it all the way fed. Keep pushing the filament into the filament tube until reach extruder. Chinglish! Okay, well I've done that, so yes. It doesn't feel like it's going any further. Set the corresponding nozzle temp for the filament. So I'm saying 210. I'm going to go 215 for this. It just feels about right for that, for a start, anyway. Dialing in some other time. Oh God, it's doing something. It is going, tracking it. Oh, yeah, that's the extruder temp. Look at it fly, man. That's way faster than my Robo 3D ever was. And it's just zooming along there. Still got a bit of a weight on your hands, but it depends on what you're used to. Man, I'm used to a dinosaur of a printer from the early days of 3D printing. That's a museum piece. Okay, it's already at 2:15. Now what? This is terrifying. Click load button. There's a load button. Oh, on the damn screen, you idiot. I'm gonna sit down here. Oh my God. Yeah, it's right in your face. Okay, here we go. We're pushing. I'm pushing my luck. Yeah. Keep pushing. I don't think I'm entirely into the extruder here. I'll give it a little nudge. Well, that went... Oh, there it goes. It's peeing. It's peeing. It's peeing a glorious little cone of... Tutorial completed. It said tutorials completed. What the hell does that mean? And boy, is it spitting, too. Yeah, look at that. It's just going and going. I think there might have been a little lag there. Okay, it stopped. I was getting concerned that it would just keep going forever, because that was a little creepy. I think there was a little lag behind the operation there. But now, here we are. And here it is. I want to grab the bed and pull it out like I'm used to with the Robo. That obviously doesn't work the same. Okay, now I gotta figure out how to wing out a print. Bed's 25C, no heat on that. Ooh, it's got retract and look at all this. Yeah, I've got a lot of oh, I need to do all this too. I need to do the bed leveling and the shaping. Let's just... Oops. Click the button to start actively leveling. What, the play button? It's got a different button for everything. Above 35C, fine. I would think. You know, maybe a little hot, but... good enough for me. Okay, what's it? Oops. There we go. I did. Oh, you gotta do it here. Okay, well, no, I'm gonna go at 60C for it. So you gotta set it there. Don't be an idiot like me. Just don't. Okay, let's see if I can reach in there and snap that off. Yeah, that was easy. Look at this. Beautiful stuff. It's so pretty in the light. Not as pretty as the burnt titanium. Nothing beats that. And I can see just now everything I don't care about is going to end up down there in the in the little hole of doom. I'm just going to throw crap in there constantly. Actually, I need to not do that because that was a huge problem with me and the Robo 3D. I was constantly just ditching garbage at the end of the bed. I built an enclosure for it out of Lexan, so that just it made it easy. It's like, there it is. It's a shelf. Just throw all your trash right there. The bed was constantly pushing it out of the way like snow. It's just really not a nice way to do things. Position initialization. Nozzle cleaning. 140. Okay, it touched the butt. Okay, oh, this is I've heard about this. This is like dramatically freaking cool. I'm gonna get the phone right in there, so you can just like get right up its butt and watch the glory. It is disturbingly slow. That's something I'm gonna have to get used to. The the Robo 3D. Sorry about the shaky cam there. The Robo 3D. The acceleration on this thing is wicked fast. That could cause all kinds of chaos if it snaps back on me. The Robo 3D was a fire and forget kind of thing. This is too, but all it ever did was a bed level, 9-point bed level, and an extruder wipe, and then off it goes. This has this elaborate procedure of nozzle cleaning. It says it's up to 280. Woo! Wow. Oh, and it's running filament too. Okay, I didn't know that. Look at that. It's rolling the spool. So it's pissing filament back there. And, of course, that's going to shit out the back, out the hole. There goes the fan. Oh, that's scary. Pee-pee. Saw it, pee-pee. Can smell it. It's heating up. Nothing about it particularly loud. The fan, you can tell it's got a lot of horsepower to the fan on the extruder. It sounds beefy. It sounds, almost like a gamer PC fan going in there at high load. You can see a little tiny bit of filament hanging out back there. Be interesting to see what that does. Filament did stop extruding. It is cooling down to 140°C reasonably quickly. Faster than the Robo 3D ever did, that's for sure. I had an E3D hot end on that machine. E3D V6, stock fan and all that, and this is considerably quicker. You can tell it's pounding out a lot more airflow. Plus it's got integrated part cooler fan and all that. 141, 2, 3, it's all over the place. It's holding temp at about, the way the numbers roll, jump up and down, Jesus, that is fast. It's like, my fingers, please don't attack my fingers. Yeah. I knew it was going to. Okay, compensation value collection now. It occurs to me, hardcore pros are like, God, this is the most boring video I've ever seen in my life. It's like, yeah, well, suck it. Go make your own. Get a beer and go make your own. Bling, 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 bling. That's, yeah. And now it's doing the point collection for the bed leveling. Very good. I just want to print. This could take a while. My arm's getting tired from holding the phone up. That is going to do a lot of points. It barely touches the bed. In fact, it's not touching the bed. How is it doing that? Yeah, it could be a proximity sensor rather than crashing the tip to the PI sheet, because obviously, like as in my Robo 3D, with the aluminum bed on it, I replaced it with an aluminum plate bed long ago. Every time it hits that aluminum, it's going to mark it. And most of the time it's just a little blop of filament, but there were failures. There were mistakes were made, and it dug into that bed many times, leaving deep scratches in the aluminum. I just sucked it up and dealt with it, but If you don't have to build one that way, don't build one that way. It's just better. Boy, this is gonna take forever and a day. You know what it's doing. It's collecting 36 fucking now 360 freaking points, and it's gonna creep along and do that. It's got to be done. You know, you want a perfectly level bed. This is your option, bro. You know what's nice about this? It has a glass top, and I saw this mentioned in another review. It's got a glass plate top, so I can stick my Soval filament dryer on top of that and feed directly. I mean, you know, like put a empty spool on the holder or something, and just run it over that as a sort of a carriage, like a pulley, and run it straight out of the box. That would be freaking great, especially for nylon. I have a spool of nylon, sold Tolman 910 alloy, and it's years and years and years old. I got it way back when I got the printer in the first place, the Robo 3D, and I never used it because I thought it was too much. At the time of the printer, it was too much. And then I upgraded it, and I got to the point where, you know, modified it, got to the point where I could do nylon, but it always scared me. I always thought it was going to be overwhelmingly bad. Heard so many bad things about nylon. But now, you know, I've got everything. I've got a printer more than capable, and I've got the filament dryer, so I can run right out of the box. Great. And I did dry it out, and I did print with it on the Robo 3D. I made a tensioner, a weight tensioner for the extruder out of nylon. That was my final upgrade. And I'll tell you what, it wasn't that bad. It warped a little. I've had worse results from ABS by far. You just gotta, like anything, you gotta dial it in. Anyway, I'm babbling nonsense, and this is taking an eternity. So, and my arm hurts from holding my phone up, and I really, really want something to drink. I'm parched. So, I'll see you back at the end of this madness. Okay, I just put my phone down for a bit to rest my arm. So I have a bit of a tendon injury and really aching like hell. Okay, everything, auto leveling completed, everything went dark and now it's back. Alright, so we're going to confirm that it confirmed. Input shaping. That, no degree resonance compensation, that's where it goes at the, I hear this gets pretty loud. That's where it shakes the machine on purpose. And collects data on how to compensate for vibration. This ought to be interesting. There it goes. I don't know if I'm supposed to shut the door. I should probably shut the door, because that is part of the structure. It sounds like it's taken off. That's funny. It does. It sounds like a little tiny airplane. Cleared for runway 34. Okay, I don't want to touch the machine lest I mess up the results. So we're just gonna step away from the device. Oh, this is gonna set off the ammonium nitrate for sure. I knew it. I should never have used bags of fertilizer as a desk. What was I thinking? You can hear it, like, parts of the machine shaking a little tiny bit from the vibration that it's putting itself through. You can hear its resonance points. Yeah, there's a little bit of shake and quake. A little shake and they running. Pretty interesting. Technology, bro. A lot has come and gone in the 8 years that I've had my first printer. A lot has come and gone. That was behind this. I was tired of failures, print failures. I did everything I could with that machine to make it better. Oh, and it got quiet. Shh. Shh, he says to the baby. And shh, he says to the lady. As Hagar the Horrible spews snotty tears, Dumbledore the Half-Dead says, wait in the, oh my god. Wait in the frickin' car if you have to. Wow, yeah, now that was impressive. That really did shake it. The whole structure shook for a second there. Big clunky shakies. Yeah, please tell me it's not going to experience this sort of vibration while it's doing a simple frickin' flower pot. You know, it was just the low vibration that really hit it. A little bit right there. A little chatter. Oh, this is fascinating though. I wonder if anybody out there is gonna... Oh, you can feel the vibration on the display even. Yeah, you can feel it through the cabinet as well. Here it goes. Big resonance point there. Woo! You gotta figure every screw in that thing is like, hang on! And silence. Okay, display went black. Is it done? Are you done? No. No, not done. Probably gonna go through another round. Either that or it's crunching numbers. Can we go, please? It's now 5:14 at night. I have other things I have to do, but I really want to fire out a test print on this thing. I really do. I wonder if I should be prepping the bed with anything. Like, oh, it's done. Okay, good. Yes, we will confirm. Consumables drying. Platform reset. Shipping. No, we're not doing anything of that nature. Ah. Claw. Whatever that is. Oh, well, I guess you know what we gotta do. I guess you know. There it is. I'm telling ya. Let's go ahead and do the fucking Banshee. And you know what? I'm not even gonna do anything. I'm just gonna let it go. Printing with enclosure may cause high temps. Well, there's no glass on the top, so leading to clogging. Open the top cover, keep it ventilated. It says nothing about the Says nothing about the door being open, just the glass lid. And by the way, I am gonna print a little support. I've seen them out on Thingiverse for the glass door. Now it's gonna go through the cleaning again, which seems excessive to me, but yeah, whatever you say, bro. It doesn't... Oh, okay. Here you go. 14 minutes it estimates. Now, doing the benchy boats on the Robo 3D, I was getting my best results, and I mean, you know, like I trimmed everything out to be perfect as the machine could handle. I trimmed everything out to 2 hours 10 minutes to print one of those. This is the reason for this gigantic, bulky-ass machine being on my nightstand dresser at this point. I can't stand it anymore. There have been huge innovations in printing technology, 3D printer technology in recent years, in the last couple of years. And I want to take advantage of that. And I'm tired. I'm so tired of failures and things taking forever. You know, it's time. It was just time. So I did it. Didn't have the money to throw at it, but I did it because I'm halfway decent at designing. And my printer's holding me back, right? So I want to be free. I want to do things. 2mm per second. It actually tells you what it's doing. Look at this. 3mm per second. I guess that's the speed. Yeah. That's the nozzle speed. The carriage speed. Print speed, if you will. There's all the particulars on temperature and enclosure and all that. And there it's getting jiggy with the... here it goes. Oh, here it goes. You gonna do it? Okay, it's sitting there. It's sitting there thinking about it. What you doing there, kiddo? Well, there's nothing to push. The procedure for cleaning isn't as terrible as you might think. And it is taking a long time thinking about it. Why is it sitting there? There's nothing to push. Here it goes. Okay, I don't know what it was thinking about, but it's moving. Okay, it had to auto-center itself. Running a bed height thing. Touch, touch, touch. And note again, it's not actually touching it. Ah, one thing. Clock's counting down. So that is real time. Okay, it actually touched the bed that time. So when it says 14 minutes, it's counting all of this, you know, circus act crap it's doing. There it went for contact. It moved over a little bit. And again. It's like a subset of leveling points. Or it's doing an entire leveling operation. That can't possibly be real time. Because, look, 10 minutes. That's taken away from the print time. if that is indeed print time. Display went dark. It stays open so long and then it just darkens on its own, which I'm not sure I appreciate. Okay. Not sure why that was. There it goes over here. And something's making a grinding noise back there. The hell was that? Unless that was it pooping out filament. Could have been. Okay, there it made... there it goes. It's drawing filament really quickly. Now that is... it's quick. That is neat. It is sticking, right? I'm so jumpy about bed adhesion from years and years of problems. Oh, it's fast. Damn, it's fast. I'm not sure that... Boy, man, yeah, that's quick. I'm not sure that it matters that I decided to do it with the Flash Forge decorative filament, because Jesus, that is so quick. We're in focus, right? Because this is, wow, this is a treat and a half watching this go. It's so fast. I lock my focus there so I can brace. It's shaking the hell out of me here. It really is. Interestingly enough, it really does shake the machine. I wondered about that because I thought, you know, even though it's not a bed slinger, it's a Core XY. Even though it is not a bed slinger, still, that print head is big. The extruder head. So all that mass moving that fast, surely Isaac Newton is like rolling in his grave. Actually, I think Isaac Newton would be very impressed. I think he would want one. Yeah, oh my god though, it is really fast. They didn't lie. It said it would take 14 minutes. It ate up 4 minutes of that just doing pre-flight. And now look, it's like, God, it's so quick. So much faster than what I'm used to, and it looks nice. I won't know any better until I actually get it off the bed. But, whew, baby, that is fast. One thing I've still got ahead of me before I can get anything serious done, I've got to get the Orca branch, the Qidi Orca branch of Orca, the branch of Orca, installed on my computer so that I can run my prints from there, because I've got a lot of stockpiled stuff that I need access to, and I need to set up some project files for things that I need right now, and then, you know, for the future. Jeez, it's so fast. It is crazy fast. And you know, I was thinking, before I even got to this point, I was thinking, do I really want to, like, just let it choose, or should I be slowing it down, or something? You know what, I'm glad I didn't, because this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see it go full performance. I heard about these crazy speeds, and I wanted to see what it would do. If it would, you know, harm my prints or waste filament, stuff like that. No, not at all. Not at all. This filament was not intended for high speed. Their recommendation, I think, is 60 millimeters per second, and this is obviously way faster than that. It's crazy how it pushes the machine around. Makes me a little nervous, but the feet, it's a very heavy machine, it really is. The feet are really snug down on that piece of desktop that it's sitting on, and that's crushing it into the nightstand below it. So, yeah, I think it'll be fine. I do think, however, that I will slow it down in the future, because, while it's very impressive to see it hit so hard, I don't need this kind of speed for everything. And I don't want to run the machine to death. I want it to be with me a long time, if the Earth is with me long enough. Accuracy looks really good. There are some lines in it I can see, and I'm gonna want to check that out. But I'm used to running a 0.6 millimeter nozzle for, increased speed at the cost of resolution. This is a 0.4, and it's still beating the tar out of the speeds. It's just so fast. So, I have been thinking about getting a 0.6 for this. I'm not gonna. Not if it can produce results this fast. This is everything I wanted. I wanted to cut my several hour or more than 10-hour prints down. This will definitely do it. What's 5 hours printing time to me for a print that would have took 10 on the older machine? That's only twice the speed, and this is far, far beyond that. So yeah, I think I'll slow it down for prints, just to milk a little tiny bit more quality out of it, and less wear and tear on everything involved. Ooh, the resolution is tight. Yo, bitch, that jacket is tight. Yeah. Wow. This is really impressive. Let's see what it says up on the stats here. 50% done already in that short time that I've been babbling. It says 12 minutes, so maybe it did lie. Maybe that wasn't strictly speaking accurate. The data will show just exactly how long it took from start to finish. Even if it took half an hour, it's still far and away faster. That would be more than 4 times faster than my best from the other printer. And this is easily beating that. It's so quick. Oh my god, it's so fast. Gotta get this going for TPU. I have a project I need done in TPU. And that's going to be an entirely different beast. I wonder how much speed I'll lose going from PLA to TPU. No stringing that I can see, not a bit. Of course, the bad parts are coming. And this file was specifically made to work with the printer, I'm sure, this G-code file. So, you look close at the benchy, you can see, I wonder if I can, yeah. Look close and you can see a couple lines. Maybe hard to notice, but there are a couple lines running through the body of the boat. So I think maybe slowing it down a little might compensate for that if it matters that much, you know. I do mainly household and industrial type parts, practical parts. So, you know, I want my tolerances to be as microscopically tight as they can be. I want my finishes to be as clean as they can be. I want my strength to be rock solid, you know, much as I can get away with. So, although this is maybe insignificant, even for me, still, you know, we want to get everything we can get. I can't believe how mind-numbingly fast this is. Clock on the display says 7 minutes. You gotta see this. Look at the speeds. I'm seeing it hit 500 on a regular basis. That's crazy. It's highly variable, as you might expect, but oh my god, it's it's so fast. Number of layers total is 192. It's already up to 96. Is that right? Maybe. Seems like it's further along than that. This is going to get into the fast part now, because most of the boat's already printed. It's finishing up on the bow. That's going to leave just the cabin, the roof, and the stack to finish. It looks really sweet. This is by far the best Benchy I've ever printed, at least to my knowledge. Some of my earlier ones on the last printer were with the stock 0.4mm nozzle. All the rest were done in 0.6, which really does impact your quality. And plus, you know, I got to changing layer height higher and higher to increase speed. I don't know what it's set to on this. Pretty fine. Pretty fine. It's hard for me to see the layers. I can see them, but yeah, bow's done now. Now it's just finishing. Wow, the quality. Now it's just finishing the cabin, the side entryways in the cabin, and the front and back windows. Yeah, all the back windows already done. You can see back there, it's already finished. The porthole window in the back. This is... oh, there goes the bridging. Beautiful bridging. Damn. Without breaking a sweat, and it is really flying now. Look how fast. Each layer is so quick. I couldn't do that with the last printer because overheating was causing puckering and then lifting. Curling. Severe curling. This is just, it just doesn't care. It's so quick. There it goes into the roof line. God, so fast. And there it's bridging the roof, the ceiling of the inside. There's a slight bulge outward. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a slight curve to the back wall. I don't know if that's part of the model. If it is, I never noticed it. I've got a couple of, well, here, I've got this that I made in eSun ABS Plus. Notice the spaghetti there on the old printer. And it does seem to be there too, I think. I can't really tell for sure. I don't know, I have to get into the model and see if that's part of the structure. This is almost done. Glass is not warm at all. Frame's not warm at all. There's a small amount of bed heat, or cabinet heat, I mean. I think, anyway. I don't know. This file was made for PLA, that's why I picked it. This is what I already had loaded. is mad crazy. The feet are exactly where I left them. The machine position on the piece of desktop it's sitting on is exactly where I left it. It has not moved. There's a slight error you can see in the stack. It's like a rib there and a slight indent. But I'm gonna tell you, I honestly, for the speed involved, I cannot complain. That is freaking great. That was so quick. My flower pots that I designed in PLA. Oh shit, I shouldn't have canceled that. I reached up and canceled the message, and it said how long it took to do. It's okay, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out from the footage. The flower pots I designed for this filament took what, like 5 or 6 hours, I think, maybe 7. I can't remember 100%. This was a small fraction of that. It wasn't even an hour. And the benchies where they were taking 2 hours 10 minutes. So, wow, this was a fraction of an hour. I should be able to knock those flower pots down to, I don't know, maybe under an hour. I really don't know. Gotta try. I've got enough filament left to do it, I think. And that'll give me a comparison so I can see, you know, the difference in surface finish and everything. Let's pull this out of here. Is it warm? It's warm. It's warm enough to hurt if I keep my hand on it, but, you know, not much. The filament, this is my first time ever using this kind of bed. It's stuck to it, but it peels right off. It feels like it's grabby, but not stuck. The bare aluminum I was using for the Robos bed, I was prepping it with corn syrup, which thinned with water. Karo syrup thinned 50% with water. And that worked very well for a wide array of filaments. Even to, you know, like a reasonable degree of success. ABS plus. Not ABS. I did not like ABS with it. I suppose I gotta pull this right off, huh? Well, I want to just snap it off. I don't want to come. It's very firm on there. I'm gonna have to set my phone down and snap it out. By the way, see how it changes color given the light? My lights are off in here. Sorry, I can't help that. Well, I kind of can. I've got my desk lamp laying here. A little bit better light. But see how the color changes by light angle? Nebula purple and oh, there it went. Well, that was easy. Just had to cool off a little, I guess. That was stupid easy. I didn't even have to flex it. The magnets on this bed are really strong. It's like, damn, it just like grabs that sucker. It holds it down tight. I was gonna take you outside, but it's such a ugly day out there. It's gray and the light's terrible anyway, and it's getting late. So the laundry room has the second best lighting in the house, or, well, actually maybe the best. Anyway, look at that. I mean, this is really sweet. I don't see a single flaw in this that I would be used to. There's this little bobble there. It's like a groove where the retract points would be. Usually those show up like on the little stem there. Oh, look at that. Okay, there's an error back there. But you can actually see a little bit of print back there. I'm not sure what that is. And then underneath, CT3D XYZ, of course. But this is some very clean result with no dialing in, with just stock crap. Very, very clean result. Very nice. And thus begins our adventure. Got a long way to go, kiddos. Long way to go. But this is a great start, and I'm very happy with this. Look, everybody likes to go on about the bamboos. That's like the big thing these days. But here's the thing about technology. When somebody produces something great, which Bamboo did years ago now, it's been years, as far as I know, right? The other companies are like, ooh, we can do that. And then the next thing you know, Bamboo's getting dusted, which is what's happening right now with this printer versus Bamboo's largest area printers. This printer has marginally, very slightly less artifact in its print results for the same crazy speed in a really big area. It's a foot by 11 inches, the 11 being height. That's pretty freaking great for all the technology it has. It has the onboard camera, it's got Wi-Fi, it's got Ethernet port, you know, if you want to control it that way. I don't know if it's... I don't think it has... No, it wouldn't have USB connection. That's unfortunate, but we'll work that out. I'm used to USB. But, you know, it's got the crazy acceleration, the crazy print rate. And the 370 degree Celsius nozzle, Jesus, I mean, that's hot. That's really hot. The bed itself goes, I think, to 120, am I right? Enclosed, insulated. It does everything right. It nails all the right places for $850. You got to think about that. The Bamboos are a lot more expensive. They're, you know, they're industrial class printers, right? Like low-key industrial. But so is this. So, you know, make up your mind. What do you want to do? Do you want to be an Apple fanboy and be like, oh yeah, my phone's so good. My phone's so good. I paid a lot for it. That's how I know. Or do you want to save a little money for filament and your other projects and whatnot? Things to think about here. Anyway, you know, I'll be doing a lot with this printer, so I may come back now and then and do some more examples of my work and of its results with my work. Look at that. It's beautiful, right? I really do like this filament. I should have done one for you in the burnt titanium because you'd freaking love it. Stuff's way prettier than this even. Anyway, there you go. Glad you could share this with me. We learned together. It was awesome. Thanks for watching. Take care out there. Stay safe. World's a weird place lately, but it has its moments, doesn't it? Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.